Hi, boys and girls. This is Miss Tanya. We had some problems with our computers tonight, and some of you did not get to come into our Zoom call, and I am so sorry about that because I love to see your faces and get to talk to you. But I wanted to do a video, and this won't have anybody talking on it except me because I couldn't do it during the normal call, but I wanted to do a video so that you would know what we talked about tonight and you would not be left behind and be totally caught up. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to sing our songs about God is so big and the creation song, and tonight we will be adding day 4 to our creation song, and then we'll talk about what God made on day 4. So I'm going to back up a little bit so you can see the motions. And I know I won't be able to see you or hear you, but your moms and dads can. So do those motions and sing this song with me. Here we go. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. The mountains are his, the valleys are his, the trees are his handiwork too. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do for you. And we'll do our creation song. Well, in fact, we'll do that in a few minutes. So let's go ahead and talk about what we learned last week about creation. We talked about day 1, day 2, and day 3. And remember, we have our boxes that help us remember the things that God made on those days. So I'm going to open up my box number 1, and it has a flashlight. Now, do you think God made a flashlight on day 1? No. God didn't need a flashlight. God made light on day 1. And all he had to do was say, let there be light. And there was. He didn't need a flashlight to turn on and make the light shine. But this flashlight helps us remember that God made light on the first day. Then we have our box number 2. And on the second day, while God was fixing the earth so that we would be able to live here because he wanted it to be perfect for us, he did something amazing. The earth was covered with water, and he decided to separate the water. So he created air. We talked about that last week. We used a little straw to make air in our bag. And he had the water that was down on the ground that we call the seas or the rivers or the oceans. And then he sent some of the water up into the air, and it became clouds. And in between those two, he put the air so that we would have something to breathe. So that's what's in our day 2 box. In our day 3 box, we talked about the things God made on the 3rd day. And you can see back here on our bulletin board, we have things that talk about it too. God made light. He made the skies and the seas and the air. And on the 3rd day, oh my goodness, look at all that pretty green stuff he made. But before he could make the plants, he needed to make something for the plants to grow in. So he separated the water and he made dirt. He made the land. You can't see that very well in my bag, but that's some sand and some rocks and things in there. And then God made plants, all kinds of different plants, grass, flowers, trees, all kinds of plants. Some of them are just pretty and we like to look at them. Some of them are things we can eat. And he made a way for the plants to keep growing year after year because he gave them all seeds. And each plant had its own kind of seed, and it would help grow the plant the next year. So God was really smart. He knew how to make the plants keep being able to grow. And tonight we're talking about day number 4. This is one of my favorites. You can see on our bulletin board, we have a picture for day number 4. But let's see what's in the box. So open it up. And I have 2 balls. I have a yellow ball that's a little bit bigger, and a white ball that's a little bit smaller. Now, what do you think those are? Well, the yellow ball represents the sun, and that's the light that God put in the sky for the daytime for our world. When our world is turned towards the sun, it's daytime. And when our part of the world is turned on the other side, then it's nighttime and it's dark because the sun is on the other side and it can't shine on us. So God used another something in the sky. What do you think this little ball is? It's not quite as big as this one. It's a little bit smaller. That's supposed to be the moon. And the moon usually we see at nighttime, although sometimes you can see it in the daytime too. But the moon doesn't give off its own light. The moon only reflects the light from the sun. And sometimes you can see the whole moon. We call that the full moon. Sometimes you see just a little bitty sliver of it because the earth is shadowing part of the sun from shining on the moon. So we don't always see all of the moon. But it's a very important thing. It controls a lot of things on our earth. We're going to talk a little bit more about those phases of the moon in a few minutes. And then God made something else in the sky. I want you to think about in your mind, what else is up in the sky besides the sun and the moon? Think, 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 think. There's millions of them. I don't have anything in my box for that, but I've got something around my bulletin board to help us think about it. So let me plug this in. And you see all those lights. Now, those are help us think about the stars. And we know the stars are there even in the daytime, but we can't see them in the daytime because it's too much light outside. But what happens when it gets dark? Oh, look at them now. You can really see the stars shining at nighttime. And if you're out in the country where there's not a lot of light, not lights from the city, you can really see the stars at night, and they're so, so beautiful. Okay, I'm going to leave my lights turned on. We'll keep thinking about those and how those can remind us that God made the stars. Now, there's something that God said every day after he made each thing. He said it on the first day, he said it on the second day, he said it on the third day, he said it again on the fourth day. He looked at what he had made and he said, it is good, because God was making good things for our world so that we would be able to live here and have all the things that we needed. We have a big, powerful God. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit more about those phases of the moon that we talked about, and it has to do with your snack tonight. You should have a piece of paper that looks like this. Might be a different color, but everybody should have one in their packet, and you should also have some cookies. You should have 4 cookies. And what you're going to do for your snack tonight, we're going to play with our cookies a little bit before we eat them, is we want to make them match the phases of the moon. This would be the full moon, when we can see the whole thing shining in the sky. This would be the half moon, although it says quarter on there. I'm not sure what that means, but you can see about half of the moon. Here's when you can see just a little tiny bit of the moon. And sometimes you can't see it at all because it's totally blocked and shadowed. So you can take your cookies, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you can match them up to those pictures of the moon. Now for this one, you just cover the whole thing up. But on this one and this one, you're going to want to nibble down on your cookie so that it only covers up the dark part of that circle. And guess what you're going to do for this last one? We don't want any cookie on it, so just eat the whole thing. And then, of course, once you're through playing with it and making all your moon phases, you can eat all your cookies because they are quite yummy. Let's see what else we have in our packets. You should have a worksheet that looks like this, and it has stars in it. But inside each star, there's pictures of the things that God made. on the first day, second day, third day, and fourth day. So you can color those and talk about the things he made, but you can also draw something that makes a special picture. If you draw from number 1 up to number 2, let's see, how did they do that? Up to number 2, then down to 3, over to 4, and over to 5. You'll draw something special on your picture. So have fun with that. And then our craft tonight is talking about the daytime and the nighttime. God was so smart when he made the day and the night, because he knew that we would want to do lots of fun things during the daytime. But if we only had daytime, we would get way too tired. And so he made nighttime so that we could sleep and rest and have energy for the daytime. So on your craft tonight, you should have a black page and a yellow page, and you have a moon sticker and a sun sticker, and you can color those anything you want to. Then you have lots of little pictures of things you might do in the daytime or in the nighttime. You might find some of those pictures that you could do in the daytime or at nighttime. So just wherever you think they need to go, you just stick them on your page. All right, let's go over our memory verse, because we want to keep learning that. It's a really, really good verse, and we want to keep working on it. It's from Psalms chapter 19, and it says, "The heavens declare the glory of God, and the skies show his handiwork." That's like, you can see the things God has done if you look up in the skies and see what he's done. We've talked about that a lot. It says, "Day by day, they continue to speak. Night after night, they make him known." So the Bible tells us we can know God is real because we can see the things he's done. Day 1, he made light. Day 2, he made the skies and the sea and the air in between. Day 3, he made all those beautiful plants and flowers and things that we love. And day 4, he made the sun and the moon and the stars to fill up the sky. So let's sing, excuse me, let's sing our song about creation. We're gonna add day 4. So I'm gonna take a quick drink of water because my throat's getting a little dry. And here we go. Day one, God made light when there was none. Day one, God made light when there was none. Day two, God made skies and seas of blue. Day two, God made skies and seas of blue. Day three, God made grass and flowers and trees. Day three, God made grass and flowers and trees. Here's our new verse. Day four, sun and moon and stars galore. Day four, sun and moon and stars galore. Good. Just keep working on that song. Pretty soon we'll have all 7 days. And you'll be able to sing that and remember the things that God made on our big, beautiful world that he was making so that we would have the perfect place to live. All right, I think that's about all we've got for tonight. And hopefully next week, we'll have our technical difficulties resolved and everybody can join back into our Zoom call, be able to see our friends and talk to each other and do these things together. But at least we had this for tonight. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.